All right, let's get straight to it. The San Francisco 49ers are sitting at pick 27, and I'm telling you right now, this pick right here, this one decides everything. Everything. We're not talking about depth. We're not talking about nice to have. We're talking about a player that can either keep this team in championship contention or expose every weakness we've been ignoring. So I built my official Breezie Board faithful. I got it. My top 100 players. I'm still working on the other two. And I've got guys on here that fit this team, not just hype. But here's the problem. Depending on what the 49ers do at 27, they might be passing on players we regret for years. And you know, we go back and we look at the drafts and we said we could have drafted him and we could have drafted that person. We did. We do it every year. So today on the Wayne Breezie Show, we're debating it all. Wide receiver, offensive line, edge, defensive back. Those are the four needs that the Niners need to fill. Let's get to work. Breezie Bunch crew, you ready? Let's get it. Let's get it popping, baby. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Shout out to everybody live on the show, all the Breezie Bunch crew members in the chat. I see you out there. Shout out to all the moderators. Keep doing what you do. You know I love you, baby. Happy Friday to everyone out there. It is official. It is official. This was tough. Putting this board together took me almost a whole month, and I made several errors. I made several like changes because I want my top 100 players to be available. I want my top 100 players to be available. And it's not easy. It's not easy putting the top 100 players in here. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to hold you. But I tell you, I got a headache just thinking about it. I can tell you that right now. I got a headache thinking about it. So let's go ahead and dive into it. I'm not going to give you guys the official board, but I'm going to give you players off of my board and I'm going to give you where they're ranked. All right. And we're going to dive into my top four players for those specific positions, wide receiver, all that good stuff. Now in the chat, there's a pinned comment. So take advantage of that pinned comment. I want to know, who are you picking at 27? Now, the Niners definitely can go BPA, but they could go BPA at a fit and a need. Okay? BPA at a fit and a need. That's crazy. So they can do that. All right? So that is what I'm expecting the San Francisco 49ers to do. I'm expecting them to go best player available because you know how I feel about the tight end Kenyon Sadiq. You know what I'm saying? You know how I feel about it. But I really need this team to get a great player that can be on the football field week one, right? Not week next year, not week 3, week 1. I'm talking healthy, ready to go players. And that's where this show starts because we're going to go the pick 27 reality check. Pick 27 reality check. Mic check 1, 2. Pick 27 reality check. Because we got to talk about the current strengths versus the weaknesses. The Niners addressed several weaknesses in the offseason via free agency. They got 2 wide receivers, not 1, but 2 wide receivers. They addressed the offensive line, not once, but twice. They also addressed the defensive line with the trade to Osa Odigizua. So they've addressed several weaknesses. Now, if you ask yourself, or if you ask Breezie, well, what's the next weakness? Well, just 2 positions, maybe even 3. I still think we need a great slot receiver. I do. Not just a gadget guy, Not just a guy that can come in and woo us, but a guy that will be here for years to come, can run routes, create separation, all that good stuff. So I think that's a need. And I think they need a left guard. I know we want to upgrade the center position. I get it. Listen, Jake Brendel will be the starting center for the San Francisco 49ers in 2026, period. Right? That's the Breezie bomb. Boom. He's it. Get your minds off of Jake Brendel. He not going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Because for some reason, they just don't want to upgrade the center position. But guess what? That does not mean that the 49ers won't draft the center. I got some centers, guys. So Brendel's starting. But the guard position, in my opinion, is the hole on the offensive line. Look, you know how I feel about Connor Colby. I still think he can produce. I still think he can develop. I still think he's the guy. And maybe that's what the Niners are going to do. Maybe that's what Chris Forrester is saying to everybody. He's going to come in here. He's going to develop. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. Maybe. I don't know. But I tell you right now, that Trent Williams $10 million option is due on today. And if the Niners don't get a new deal done, he got $10 million cash money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
In the bank.
Here comes the money.
In the bank. So I don't see Trent Williams going anywhere, to be honest with you. All right. Now, here's my thing to you. Like, is this a win? When we talk about pick 27, we talked about them addressing the offensive line, potentially getting some type of slot wide receiver, and I still think we need a safety, period. I like our guys. I love Malik Mustafa. I still love Jair Brown. I love Marquise Siegel, but that's where the buck stops. It just stops at love. I need those guys to produce on a consistent base level, and I don't know if they have what it takes to produce consistently in the NFL. They can woo us. They'll get big hits. They'll get some interceptions. They're good, but they're not consistently good. There's a safety or two or three that I feel like can come in and just change the shape of the defense, especially under Raheem Morris, right? Under Raheem Morris. I think they can reshape the defense under Mr. Morris. So there's some safeties. I think that's a hole, believe it or not. We talk about ball hawking. And the Niners don't do just the ball hawk safety. I don't know if that changes under Raheem Morris, but they're not just focused on the ball hawks. They want a ball hawking, run defending safety, period. End of discussion. That's their motto. That's their prototype. That's what they want. That's their prototype. So we're gonna fall back and see who's gonna be available at 27. And I do want to close the show out with a 1-round live Breezie pick 27 mock draft. Can we do it? Make some motherfucking noise. All right. So the reality check is this. We talked about the current rosters. We talked about the strengths. We talked about the weaknesses. I told you where we had the holes. I told you where we got stronger in free agency. Why does this pick matter more than usual? Well, it's not a high first-round draft pick, right? And so the pressure of nailing a top 10, top 15 pick is not really there. It's pick 27. It's damn near the second round. But the Niners still got to get it right. Make no means they got to get the pick right. If they get this pick wrong, we going to boo them all damn day. All right, so let's talk about win now versus the future build, because the Niners from free agency are telling the story that they're looking to win now. But this draft is looking to win in the future, right? So you're drafting players, but pick 27 needs to be a part of the win now formula. You dig? The win now formula needs to be pick 27. Pick 58 could be future. Pick whatever. We don't got a third round pick, but you know what I'm going with. Those other picks could be future. Pick 27 needs to be part of win now, period. Part of win now. And the sucky part is we lost our third round pick. So it's just like, oh man, damn, there's talent there that we're not going to be able to grasp. Oh well, got to get it right in the fourth. Got 4 of them motherfreakers. Got to get it right in the fourth. So my question to you, is this a win now pick or a future pick. Pick 27. I gave you my take. It's pick 27, a win now pick. Throw it in the chat or a future pick. All right. And then I got a question for you guys that I'll pop across the screen. But real quickly in the chat, is pick 27 a win now pick or a future pick? Holla at your boy. Let's go. Drop the bombs. Let me know. For me, I already told you. Pick 27 got to be a part of the win now formula. Because the Niners, free agency wise, address their team on a win now basis. Right? Win now basis. All right. So, Matthew, if it's not a win now pick, it's a wasted pick. Bam! I'm dropping bombs on the first 5 comments I see. First 5 comments I see. I'm dropping bombs. Boom! Filthy casual fan. Not a member. Become a member today. Win now. Day 1 starter. Bombs. You guys are dropping bombs. That's what I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying? Leon Sandcastle. Now they gotta play bombs. I'm telling you, like it doesn't matter who they pick. It doesn't matter if they go offensive line, if they go safety, if they go whatever, tight end. I don't give who they pick. Pick 27. Win now. Oh, this is my man right here. Dropping bombs. Should be a starter by the end of the year. Top 15 plug and play. So his statement's a little different. He's saying pick 27 can be developmental at the beginning of the year, but by the end of the year, they should be full blown ready to start. Ooh, I like that take. It's still a bomb to me. It's still a bomb to me. It's still a bomb. I like it. Great take. All right. Now, here's my question to everybody out there on the live show. What position still needs the most help? What position still needs the most help on this team? I gave you some positions. Is it the safety position? Is it the offensive line? Do you feel it's the guard? Do you feel it's the center? Do you feel it's the tackle? What position? Do you feel it's the linebacking group, even though we got like 10 of them guys? Like, what position do you feel still needs the most help? Again, I'm going to respond to the first 5 comments. Members first, though. Members first. I'm sorry. Members first. Members first. Don't bother me. Safety. When I think about the safety position, they got to be able to tackle. They got to be able to cover. They need speed for range. Can they play the ball? Are they handsy? So many different things you think about when it comes to the safety position. Don't bother me. I can't disagree with you, bro. I feel like the safety position needs to. This is an area, and it's crazy because we've been drafting safeties since what 2020. I feel like we should, since before then, but I feel like we always taking a safety, in my opinion. It's just crazy. Howdy, left guard. Yeah, when you look at that offensive line, it's Trent Williams, it's a blank, it's Jake Brendo, and then it's your right side and Dominic Pooney and Colt McKivitz. And so, like, the hole is the guard because the question mark is, dear God, please tell me Connor Colby has developed in the offseason, but what can you do in the offseason to develop? I mean, you can train. We won't know until he's out there, right? And then it's like, who are you going to battle with? Like, you know what I'm saying? I agree with left guard. I see a lot of people say left guard. I got Paul over on Facebook. What's going on, Paul? Secondary. Can you be a little bit more specific, Paul? Like, because you say secondary. Are we talking safety? We talking corner? We did sign Nate Hobbs as a corner. I think he's going to be the 3rd corner right now for the San Francisco 49ers. I think you go Diamador Lenore. I think you go Renardo Green, and I think Nate Hobbs wins that 3rd. Well, I hate to say he'll be the 3rd corner because Upton Stout is the nickelback of this team. He's the nickelback now and of the future. Period. End of discussion. Tayshawn says offensive lineman. He wants several. I like that. You know what I mean? I like it. Leon center, low key. Yeah, you could see, and this is the draft. We got 4 4th-round picks out of the top 100 that I would be willing to waste on a center. I don't want to say waste, but to use on a center. 4 4th-round picks. I'm taking one of those picks and I'm drafting a center because there's going to be centers available. Not every team in this league needs a center. I think the Niners will get their center of the future. This is Brindle's last year. His ass is done. And they finally get a center. And there's several of them. I mean, if they want to go with the athletic guy and Parker Brailsford out of Alabama, you can go hella athletic. That means he can move in the run game, which is what we need for San Francisco 49ers. Pass protection might need a little bit of work, but that could be coached up. You can go Connor Lew out of Auburn. You can go Logan Jones out of Iowa. There are so many centers I think that are going to be available. Not at pick 27, but available in this draft for the San Francisco 49ers. I love talking draft. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I get high when we talk draft. It's so dope to me. You know what I'm saying? Another center comment. Oh, Niner Faithful, one of our moderators. Shout out to Niner Faithful, moderator of the Wayne Breezie channel. Running back. We really able to trust Jordan James? Are we really able to trust Jordan James? I think because that's the question you're asking to be running back too. I think yes. I say yes. I trust Jordan James from the small sample size that I got to be running back too, but I'm expecting Isaac Guerrero to come in and compete, and whatever running back they sign. Now, 6 picks, I don't know if they draft a running back. This is not a running back draft, luckily for us. So Niner Faithful, I think Kyle, Bobby, they're doing their homework. This is not a running back draft. It's Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price, both of the Nordicat guys. And then you can kind of pick your poison. You know I like Mike Washington, but he's going to get picked up. I think there'll probably be about 10, maybe 15 running backs drafted in this draft. That's a lot. Maybe. But 10 running backs. I think that's the number. And so I don't think the Niners will usually pick on a running back because there's going to be hella running backs available. You know, I like Nicholas Singleton out of Penn State. I also like Katron Allen out of Penn State. So, like, there's so many running backs that I think will be available that won't get drafted. So I do think they'll sign a guy or two, but I don't know if they'll draft a guy. And they can correct me. Listen, Kyle Shanahan always drafts running backs. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It may happen. You know what I mean? But they signed Patrick Taylor as a free agent this offseason to a 1-year deal. So they definitely addressed the running back room. And then they got those 2 young guys coming back along with Christian McCaffrey. So 4 backs in the room right now currently. McCaffrey, Taylor Jr., Garendo James, and then obviously Kyle Juszczyk. That's your fullback. But he's in a category of his own. And so I think they get a couple of guys. I do. That won't get drafted. There's gonna be a few. All right. So I like your comments, man. Shout out to everybody in the live chat, man. Definitely appreciate you guys. All right, let's get to my first guy. All right. So we talked about that pick 27, and I want to talk a little bit about this guy. And I know a lot of people don't like him because they feel like he doesn't fit this offense. I feel like that's the narrative that's being pushed on my man Kadyn Proctor, and I spelled his name wrong here, so let me get it right because he has a weird spelling of the where the letters go in the name. Weird spelling of where the letters go in the name, but it's still pronounced Kadyn Proctor. So let's talk about Kadyn Proctor. This is the big left tackle, offensive lineman, however you see fit, out of Alabama. All right, and so when I look at Kadyn Proctor, you know, you watch his film, you know his footwork needs work. But man, the first thing you see on the film is power. Like that's the first thing you see. You getting a strong guy, elite size. We're talking 300 plus, like damn near 400, but a healthy 400. Like he's not even 400. Let me stop lying, but like 360. But he's healthy at it, right? Like he looked good. He's hella athletic. You're gonna get elite size, power, and I'm stuttering because I need the run game. Show of hands in the chat if you missed the goddamn run game. I just miss it. I need the run game to be back. I think that will set the 49ers offense up to so much more success, right? And the upside you're going to get from him is he'll be your starting left tackle, depending on, just period. I think that's the goal for him. You got 1 year left with Trent. If this man can get his footwork down, all right, because it's raw, and that's okay. These are rookies. Some are more polished than others. And he's not going to give you super consistent pass protection at this point. But I tell you what he can do. He can't anchor. He doesn't get beat by the bull rush. He might get beat by speed, but he doesn't get beat by the bull rush. And in the run game, if we're looking to run the goddamn ball, boom, this guy is like a train coming at you. And I'm not talking the super skinny, elite, fast trains. I'm talking about them freight trains that still run on coal engine. I'm talking Thomas, what was his name? Thomas the Train. I'm talking them trains. Choo-choo. This kid is a problem. And he's hella athletic for his size. He moves well for his size. So even his 1.8, 40-yard dash and the split, 1.8 split from the 40-yard dash, even though that doesn't fit the 1.7 numbers that Kyle Shanahan likes, I think at his size, he moves really well at his size. And listen, he does not fit the prototypical offensive line man for the 49ers. I tell you what, though, I'm tired of prototypical offensive linemen. Give me a big motherfreaker out there that's strong and can block, both in the run game and in pass pro. I was watching the game. I was watching film from him in one game, and I can't remember who it was he went against. He didn't give up any. He didn't get beat at all in that game. Maybe that defensive end, I felt like it was Tennessee. I can't remember who it was, but I think it was Joshua Josephs. Couldn't get around him. Didn't have the speed to get around him. Tried to use the bull rush. Doesn't work on this guy. Doesn't work. So his anchor is good. He just got to get his footwork, you know what I'm saying, right for the speed rushers. Because they're going to line up. They're going to line up wide. They're going to line up outside. You know what I'm saying? But here's what you get when you get a guy like him. He's going to protect his QB. And you can kick him in the guard right now. And that right there, my friends, that's the only thing that matters. Because we talked about addressing a hole. And listen, Venga's not going to be available, okay? Ioane, he's going to be gone, all right? So that's the only guard I've drafted in round one. So in round one, if the Niners go offensive line, Spencer Fano's probably going to be gone. Monroe Freeland looks like he's running up the charts. And I actually, believe it or not, I know I'm going to get clowned for this, so get your laughs ready. But he's my number 11th player on the big board. I have him as my second ranked tackle on my big board. He slid right out of the top 10 on my big board. Number 11, Miss Sin says, Kadyn Proctor, that's my guy. And listen, you cannot like him. You can say he's going to be a bust. Really, those guys from Alabama turn out to be busts. They have a different work ethic, different mindset. And I say rarely. Look, I didn't think I thought Booker last year. Booker was the guard coming out of Alabama who played next to him. They're like really good friends. I didn't think that his tape. Not tape, but his workout was great. His workout was piss poor. He was probably the worst offensive lineman to work out at the combine, and he was one of the top offensive linemen in the league last year. So like, don't necessarily go off of, I don't know. You go for whatever you want. I'm just putting the information out there for you guys to make your own decisions. But I've seen some tape where he gets beat. But then I've seen tape where he does not get beat. I've seen in the run blocking game, he is creating walls. Do you understand what I'm saying? All the running back needs is vision. And right now, the best running back on our team with vision is Christian McCaffrey. And Christian McCaffrey struggled last year in running the ball. He just did. We saw it because the walls weren't created. That left guard spot was so bad. I think he can play guard. And I think what the Niners get with a guy like Kadyn Proctor, they get a tackle of the future. So when Trent enters La La Land as far as walking off into the sunset, they got their guy developed by who? Trent. Boom. Trent Williams is the model. That's my natural position. And then bada boom, bada bang. We got to stop for a super chat.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Cinnamon Kiss says, thank you for the super chat. Kadyn Proctor is my pick. Number 27. I don't care about prototypes. Let's get the big guy. I'm with you. I don't disagree. I disagree with everybody else that says he just doesn't fit. Doesn't fit what? This whole, I just want to curse. This whole offensive line doesn't fit. So what doesn't he fit? What if we start changing up the way we attack offensively? Hell, Aaron Banks didn't fit, and he was serviceable. I guarantee you Kadyn Proctor is going to be better than Aaron Banks. I'll put money on that. Cash. So don't sit there and tell me that he doesn't fit because he's 360 plus pounds. I don't give a hootenanny. I don't. All right, in the chat right now, I want to know, who would you take at 27? What offensive lineman would you take at 27? You know, for me, I'm going to go with a guy that can protect my quarterback and set up my running back. That's the guy I'm going with. You know what I'm saying? Sparks, what do you think about Max? I like Max. Max is also going to be a project in the works. Right tackle, right tackle. I don't know if the Niners go right tackle here because you got Colt McKivitz for another year. I'm not drafting him at 27, but if the Niners did address the offensive line in the second round, I could dig it. Because now you're getting a swing. But you know what the Niners did? They signed a swing left tackle, and they already got the swing right tackle and Austin Pleasant. So I'm a little confused. I don't think as much as I like Max Iron Nature, I don't know if he's going to be the pick, if that answers the question. Cinnamon Kiss, thank you so much for the super chat contribution. I appreciate you on this beautiful Friday. And if I didn't get a chance to say happy birthday to you, happy birthday. This was your birthday month. I know you celebrated. I watched you. I hope you have fun. All right. I hope you have fun. But I'm with you. You know, Leon, I like Leon. Leon says Emmanuel Pregnon. I like Emmanuel Pregnon. Round 2, though. And here's why I say that. He's not okay for the guards, right? Even if he's my number 2 guard, okay? For the guards, it's Ioane, and then it's a big drop. I'm willing to spend pick 58 on him if he's available. I'm also willing to draft Jennings Dunker as a tackle and kick him in the guard as well in round 2, 3, whatever, right? But for me, at pick 27, Pregnon not it. That's another big guy, 6'6", 6'7", something like that, 300 plus pounds. That's really good run blocking, that struggles in pass pro. But why not just take the big Kadyn Proctor guy that can play tackle and guard? I don't know. Isaiah World, I like this guy. He would have been a first rounder. So let me tell you about Isaiah World, and I'm glad you put that name out there. If he didn't tear his ACL, he would have been a first round pick, hands down. If he didn't tear his ACL, he would have been a first round pick. I got him going in the 4th round right now. I do. I got him going in the 4th round right now. Just from the injury. You know what I'm saying? Just from the injury. All right, we're going to move on from the offensive lineman. So Kadyn Proctor, again, is my guy. Now, I do got one more question about Kadyn Proctor. You know, is Proctor worth passing on skill players? And be honest when you answer this question. Is he worth passing on, for example, Kadyn Proctor and Kenyon Sadiq is available? Is it Proctor over Sadiq? And be honest. Please be honest. All right, got an honest Grizz. Grizz 1980 says no. Thank you, Lindsay and Richard. Appreciate you. He says no. Rome the upsetter, that's my son's name too, says, I'm taking Sadiq. You know what, y'all? I'm taking Sadiq too. You got dang right. If Sadiq is slapping me now, if Sadiq is staring at me at pick 27, it's not even a question. I'll draft Pregnon in round 2. I'll get an offensive lineman in round 4. I'll get the guy out of Dookie in round 4. Right. Brian, whatever his name is. There's guys. Listen, you don't gotta go offensive line. Now I love me some Kadyn Proctor. But if Sadiq is available, now if Omar Cooper or KC Conception is there, I'm going Kadyn Proctor. I could get the wide receiving class is super deep. The tight end class is not super deep. And to give me a freak of nature that can run a 4.63, he could run a 4.3 at 6'3 as a tight end position, which means he's more like a split end. But I don't know. I just feel like Kyle would have wonders with a player like that. That's just me. That's just me. That's if he's available at 27. All right. So is Proctor worth passing on a skill player? The answer to this question is it depends on who's available. As who is that skill player? That's the question. Who is that skill player? That's the question. Let's get to my next player, because she is Howell. And look, y'all know I love me some Akeem Messidor. I don't think he's gonna be available. I think it's gonna come down to these two guys. Okay, I think when it comes to the edge rushers, I would pick either Cassius Howell or Akeem Messidor, depending on who's there and who's available. I'm high on both of these guys. I'm not even going to lie, but Cassius Howell is someone that he gives me Nick Benito vibes. And if you have been following your boy Wayne Breezie, you know that we took Drake Jackson over Nick Benito, and how my soul has been scarred ever since. Now, the knocks on him, let's talk about his strengths. Strong physical edge rusher, speed, and I want to put that out there, speed off the edge, high motor, disruptive off the edge, productive, relentless. I mean, the motor doesn't turn off him. He gets to the quarterback, and listen, if I'm drafting an edge, I need production, okay? I need finishers. Right? And I know we drafted an edge guy last year, Mekhi Williams. He's an edge setter. Right? Now I need the edge finisher. Right? It's baby steps. You got it's a puzzle that they're building in San Francisco. Here's his weaknesses. Needs to refine run defense. Cool, fine. He doesn't have to play on run downs. Put him on pass rushing downs. Easy. Not elite in coverage. Fine. He doesn't have to be elite in coverage. I got linebackers for that. There's nothing. Listen, this guy is a problem. He fits right away. He will be a starter. Yeah. However you use him. And you know what's crazy? We just lost Bryce Huff to retirement, right? So you lose Huff to retirement. I'm like, damn, they got to replace that, because Huff was going to be a problem pre-injured, Nick Bosa. We saw it. We saw the speed. We saw everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah. This is the guy. He's better than Huff, in my opinion, as far as speed-wise, and he finishes. And we just need a finisher. We're talking about pairing somebody up with Nick Bosa. And I know Nick is probably like, God dang it, can y'all get it right? Damn, they doubling me, they chipping me, they're quadrupling me, they're clipping me, they're diving at me. Give me somebody on the edge. Not a shot at who they already have on the edge, but we're talking about a guy that could come in and rush the passer dynamically. Now, the knock on him, short arms. Ask me if I give a... This dude got sex to prove it. It's something about these Texas A&M guys, man. Texas was a good... Texas schools, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, and Texas, and TCU, like, those are four schools that I know for sure got tons of players in this draft. They balled out, and the production was great. I mean, I don't know if Texas A&M had better defensive production over Texas Tech, but God, I can name all the players from Texas Tech that I like, just like I can name all the players from Texas A&M that I like, and I can name a few from John Chapman's team, Texas, because they, Michael Taft, the safety, I liked him defensively. I also like Malik Muhammad, their corner, out there as well. So a couple of guys on Texas, but I thought last year they had a better defensive draft. But this year, Texas A&M and Texas Tech got the dogs. And that's what the Niners need. And that's what Cassius Howell is. He's a dog. You need a dog. Niners need the dog, right? They need the dog. They need a dog that's ferocious, with a ferocious bite, that's ready to come in, that's ready to attack. And that's who I think Cassius Howell is. And there's tons of guys. But at pick 27, right? I'm not reaching, because this is a deep draft of edge rushers. I can get a dog in round 2. I could get dogs. I could get a dog in round 3. I could get a dog in round 4. And damn it, you could find a dog as an edge rusher in round 5. That's how deep the edge rushing draft is. So then I guess the question is then, well, why draft him at 27? Because he can come in and start day 1. I just told you my fit, like he gives me the vibe of Nick Bonito, guys. And I wanted Nick Bonito. We got Drake. If you asked me a question, you said, well, Wayne Breezie, like what is it about him? Is it his motor? That's not it. But I'm a motor guy. Yo, he has the bend on the edge. Like the bend. So the bend is ridiculous. That's how he wins. He wins with the bend. He wins with the bend. The bend is ridiculous. And we're not talking about a guy that's just applying pressure. We're talking about a guy that finishes. You know how many times my favorite quarterback in this draft is Garrett Nussmeier. You know how many times he put Nussmeier on his ass? Right. Just go watch the film. I just like watch the highlights. It's even better because you're gonna see him on his ass a few times. I was like, dang. Forced fumble, interception, tip pass at the line of scrimmage, all in the same game. All in the same game. Pairing him up with a guy like Nick Bosa is going to be fucking phenomenal, guys. And he helps bring back what the defensive identity is. We talk about, sometimes blitzing and this is that and the third type of coverage. Raheem Morris is going to use 5-man fronts, all this good stuff. Shears Howell can win. And the rotation, he would be rotational, right? Even if he started or didn't start, I don't give a fuck. Can he produce when he comes in? That's the question. And I get that vibe from him. I get that vibe. I get that the edge rushing, I get it that is deep. You know what I'm saying? I get it that it's deep. With the loss of Bryce Huff, so my question is, with the loss of Bryce Huff, do the Niners need more pass rush? It's a hell yeah to me. It's a hell yeah. They need more pass rush. They need it. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. They need more. So if they went Shears Howell, I'm cool with it. Now, that's my guy. And on my big board, he's number 21. So he's my 21st best player in this draft, which means he should be gone. But it all depends on how these quarterbacks get drafted and they push down, because my second best quarterback in here is like 46. But I'm sure there's going to be a team that's going to jump up and reach for a QB or some of these linemen. Like I'm telling you. So, you know, he come in and he'll knock you out. Keep messing with him. He'll come in here and he'll knock you out. I like this guy, but I guess my question to the faithful, to the Breezy Bunch and everybody out there that's watching the show, okay, I guess my question is, do you want to go Howell or do you want to go with another edge, right? So at pick 27, drop in Howell if you're going Howell, or if you're going another edge at 27, put it in the chat right now. I'm reading the first 5. Right now, I'm reading the first 5. If you're not going to go Howell, who would you go? All right. Curious to know. Now, look, I told you I love me some Akeem Messidor. Don't give 2 flying cares if he's 25 years old. That doesn't bother me. That's just me, though. I understand he's an older player, but you know what? He's a grown-ass man playing football, you know. So that's how I look at Akeem Messidor out of Miami. But that would be another guy that I would draft at 27. You're going to see Keldrick Falk from Auburn in there. Feel like we got him already. We got Mikael Williams. We don't need him. We got that type of guy, that type of player. You know what I mean? And so is there a different edge that you would go with if it's not Howell? Okay, finally. I was waiting for my boy Oscar to come in here because I know he's got some dogs. Zion Young. Now listen, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I would draft Zion Young in the first round. Here's why I don't think he goes in the first round, though. Whatever he did off the field and that's pending in court, I think is keeping him from not being a San Francisco 49er. I don't think he will be a 49er because of that. I could be wrong, but if he didn't have that pending, he'd be a first round pick. And I would go 27 Zion Young. I think it's too much of a risk to go with him in the first round. The Reuben Foster situation messed that up for me, right? It just messed it up for me. And for those that don't know, let me just look it up because I remember hearing about this at the Senior Bowl when I was high on him, and then people were just like, "Yeah, but he's got this charge," and I'm like, "What charge? Like he's playing like he doesn't have a charge." But if you look it up, you'll know. Let's see. Oh, so he has the DUI. So if y'all gonna shit on Brandon Ayuk, you definitely don't want this guy, right? All right, so he was arrested for driving while intoxicated. That's what a DUI is, speeding in Boone County in December of 2025 after he transferred from Michigan State. He was arrested at 1:40 in the morning, right? Going about 11 to 15 miles per hour over the speed limit. I mean, too bad he didn't just get caught speeding, because then it would just been reckless endangerment, whatever. But because he was driving drunk while intoxicated, that's kind of bad. That's kind of bad. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of bad. Crazy Juice says, how about Romello Height? Ooh, he's one of my sleeper guys too. Long, physical, a guy you can get in the third or fourth round, right? So look, there's players that you can get. Okay, there's so many different guys. It comes down to type. His pass rush win rate is ridiculously high, and he was on that Texas Tech team. Remember I told you there's some guys on Texas Tech? You got him, David Bailey. That's the other edge, right? Jacob Rodriguez, the linebacker. What's my guy name? What's my favorite? Lee Hunter, defensive lineman. They got some dogs. Then there's Skylar Greer Howard, another interior pass rusher. They got dogs. Woof. You know what I'm saying? They got some dogs. My man Kylie says Malachi Lawrence, a guy that I think is going to start shooting up the boards. His test results were through the roof, and his production is great. Second round pick. If I'm in the second round, I got a slew of guys I would take in round two. Not at round one. Not in round one, but round two for sure. Malachi would be a day two pick, running in the card, bada boom, bada bing. Romello Height, day two, possibly, meaning he can go round two or round three. If he slips to round four, the Niners will draft him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Cinnamon says, did he get arrested already? Or has he already gotten convicted? So he got arrested already. And I think the case, it says the status. Okay, here's the status. Despite the arrest, Coach Eli stated punishment would have been internal. So they internalized him. They punished him internally from a team-based standpoint. The case is probably done. It's over with. But that's a flag. So would you waste a first-round pick on a player that could potentially drive while intoxicated again and then not be available for a game for whatever reason? If you get what I'm saying? So like that's what makes this a scary pick. Okay? That's what makes it a scary pick. I'm learning not to give any passes of the red flag. I mean, he gets a pass in life for sure. Thank God he didn't hurt anybody, right? Because that's the thing. But I just think the Niners stay away from those type of players. I just don't think they go that route. I truly don't. All right, so that's that. I hope I do some breaking news later about this Trent Williams situation because I love me some Trent Williams. All right, so you guys gave me some really good edge rushers, and I didn't give you. If you guys want my Breezie Big Board, this will be available. I'll be doing a full breakdown on my Patreon. Right, so if you become a member of the Patreon, select the tier that includes that stuff, you'll get the Breezie Big Board in its entirety. Like as far as me talking about it, I'll look to release some of the data. Within the next week or so, right, as the draft starts to approach. But so far I've talked about Kadyn Proctor. He's number 11 on my big board. Kashia Howell's number 21. Let's get to the next position. I want to talk about the DBs, because McNeil Warren is my favorite safety in this draft, and then Bud Clark. And I know a lot of people like Dylan Thieneman, and I get it. He's a freak of nature. No one's seen a white boy that can jump that high, run that fast. Got it. No problem. Get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. And he's a ball hawk. He's good in coverage. I love him. He's going to be gone. Top 20. There's going to be a safety, in my opinion, that's available. And I do like A.J. Halsey out of LSU, but he's more of a thumper. He's more of a what's the kid, Jamal Adams? He's more that vibe. I need a guy that can hit and cover at the same damn time. I need a guy that can cover you and still hit you and force the PBU as the ball's going down to the ground. Like that's the guy. So my guy at 27. Now he's number 31 on my big board. So he's still a first round pick. But for me, he's 31 on my big board. But at 27, I would not be mad if the San Francisco 49ers drafted this type of tone setter to set the motherfreaking tone. Because let me tell you something. He hunts, he hits, he doesn't miss tackles. You hear what I'm saying? He's good against the run. He follows the ball all the way to the ground. So even if the wide receiver has a step or slightly is beating him, somehow he's jarring the ball out. Aggressive tone setter. He's physical against the run game. That's a Niner type, prototype. Hard hitting. He hits people so hard coming across the field that the ball gets dislodged on impact. That's the Sean Golston vibes. I talked about that. He's not headhunting. He's just hitting you with force. You want a guy you can run into a brick wall. This is a brick wall with speed. Brick wall with speed. Weaknesses, basic coverage needs work. He'll learn that. He could play a quarter of the field, half of the field, third of the field. The Niners can figure that out. I'm not worried about that. I think the biggest thing is he's over aggressive. How many of those big hits will be penalties in the NFL? That is the red flag, guys. How many of those big hits will end up as penalties? He's versatile, so he could play in the box. He could play deep. But I think this type of player, with his skill set, his athleticism, his ball skills, his ability to jar the ball loose and force turnovers, would raise this secondary to a whole nother level, guys. Emmanuel McNeil Warren, safety out of Toledo. And let me just be clear. I don't always fall in love with the Toledo DBs, but if there's a position in the NFL that they're seeming to get right, 2 years ago, my favorite DB or player in the draft was Quinyon Mitchell. And look at him now. Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl champion. This motherfucker won the Super Bowl's rookie year. God dang. Look, I'm just saying, they produce. When you find a dog out of Toledo, rock with it. Get the leash, get ready. That's the guy, lock in. And that's the guy you rock with. And I don't know, man. I don't know what else to say about Emmanuel McNeil Warren other than we need a playmaker. We need a playmaker. Crazy Juice says, Thieneman is my boy at safety. Listen, no shot against Thieneman. I think he's going to be a fine short safety in this league. And I think he's going to go top 20. I do. But tone setter. He's not a tone setter. See, that if you want to know what I want, I need a tone setter. I need a motherfucker that's going to come in and be like, right. As a rookie, I will you up. That is a tone setter. It's not pretty. It's not flashy. It's just football. It's just football. The crazy thing is, will the Niners, they never have. I mean, the highest they've ever even drafted a DB in this draft is Ronaldo Green, and that was in the second round a few years ago, right? But listen, man, your depth gets better because I think at 27 he would start. he's going to start. And that means Jair Brown or Malik Mustafa, they become depth unless you move on from them. And Siegel's gonna play. He's gonna end up playing some special team snaps, and he's still got some learning to do and some growing to do and some progressing to do. I still like Siegel, and Siegel will still be the fastest safety unless they go Thieneman. But I really do like Emmanuel McNeil-Warren and what he brings, his physicality, his versatility, and I think he would fit any scheme that Raheem Morris throws out there, whether it's 3-4, 4-3, or however you want to play these DBs in the backfield. I think he can fit. And for those that feel like the biggest need on this team is the safety position, this is the guy you want to lock in on. This is the guy you want to grab, without a doubt. Why? Because of his tone-setting abilities. You're going to have a guy back there that you can trust that I forgot to talk about his IQ. The IQ is ridiculously high through the roof. He just understands football. And I'm tired of these safeties going to these different teams. Kyle Hamilton and these top get a guy. Go get the guy. Go get the guy. You're not drafting him at pick 1 through 5, 6 through 10, 11 through 15, 16 through 20. If he's available at 27, man, run that mother freaking card in, baby. Run it in. And if I'm John Lynch, I'm making this pick. F everybody. I'm making this pick. You goddamn right. I'm making this pick. Because I think the DB room is a little bit overlooked. And I like that they addressed the DB in free agency. They got Nate Hobbs. I'm all for that. So here's my question to everybody out there. I'm going with the top 5, first 5 that come in. I'm going with the first 5 that come in. Members or not, I don't give a fudge. Here's my question. You ready? I want you to drop your answers in the chat. Would you trust this secondary the way it is, as is? Now, you go to a used car dealership and you're going to buy the car as is. Do you trust this secondary as is? Let me know. I got a few more minutes. I got one more player. I got some sleepers I want to throw at you. And we're going to do that first round mock draft. Y'all rocking with me today? Say hell yeah. It's Friday. I ain't got no job. And I ain't got to do. All right, I got the nose. I was I was waiting for some nose. Cinnamon Kid says no. Marksman 4200. No. There it is. No. With the hell in front of it. Yeah. No. I'm not rocking this. Marcus, hell nah. Preston, no. I got the no. Oh man, crazy Jew. You can't. You can't. Because there are too many missed tackles in the secondary. Now, I do expect the defensive front to be better in tackling. Hell yeah, I do. But damn, the safeties, man, they were taking poor angles and poor dives and playing with their head down to the ground and missing a guy. And your job is to save the play. If it gets past my front, I need my safeties in the back end on the run game to save it. If it passes down the field and I see my DB getting burnt, you need an IQ safety, high IQ, that understands, oh, shoot, this is my side of the field. I play this half. It's cover 2, cover 1. I take the top. I'm single high. It's my area. I got the range. You know why we don't play cover 1? We ain't got the range of a safety. You know what you could get with Emmanuel McNeil-Warren? Range. You can get range. Appreciate y'all participating. It's dope. All right. Got to talk about wide receivers because I know everybody is tied into Casey Concepcion and he's got his top 30 visit. This is another player with a top 30 visit. I just want to put this out there. And for those that, let me just be clear. I love Casey Concepcion and he's number 27 on my big board. Casey Concepcion. Here's why I'm not going Casey Concepcion. Before we get into it, let's talk about who Omar Cooper Jr. is and what he will bring to the table. Now, I was looking at Steve Smith's list of his top 10 receivers, and I asked him, I said, dog, man, how you don't got Omar Cooper, dog, in your top 10? Yo, I'm confused like a muse, bro. How? We talking about a physical route runner. Do you know how hard it is to run routes at a professional NFL level? We talk about a guy that does it, that did it on the biggest stages. He hands down had the greatest touchdown highlight in probably collegiate football history. I'll talk about it in a second. Super strong hands. He's a red zone mismatch. And here are his flaws. Top end speed. Ask me if I give a no, he don't got to be speed. Separation can be inconsistent. That's a bullshit right there. This dude separates. One of the best separators I've seen coming out this year. So it might be inconsistent, but when he does it really well. And I know we signed Christian Kirk, and I know we signed these guys. Look, Omar Cooper Jr., the difference between Omar Cooper Jr. and Casey Concepcion is going to be, speed and ability to do things, out of the backfield. You know what I'm saying? But we got speedy guys that could do things out of the backfield. I would like to see Jordan Watkins out of the backfield who can run a 4.3. I would like to see Jacob Collins out of the backfield who can run a 4.3. Why can't those guys be those gadget guys? See, the difference between Concepcion and Cooper Jr., Concepcion is a gadget guy. He's not Debo. So but he plays style gadget is Debo. I don't think the Niners should waste the first round pick on a guy like Debo. I need the Niners, if they're going to draft a wide receiver in the first round, give me a guy that can create separation and run routes. Give me a guy that knows the route tree, that runs them really good. Now, there was a game this year in college football. Indiana, they're the national champs, right? How about, did you see the touchdown that Omar Cooper Jr. caught where he high points the ball in the red zone in the air and somehow manages to get not 1, but 2 feet down? That's NFL level play. Do you understand where I'm going with this? He got not 1 foot, because college is 1 foot. He got both feet down in the end zone. And I'm like, bruh, how you do that when you had to jump over the DB to get the pass because it was high as hell? His verticals through the roof. How'd you get the feet in? How'd you know? He just it's in him. He's a God-fearing man. That always helps. And he just understands football. When I think about Brock Purdy and I think about where he throws the ball in the end zone, he's not trying to throw the ball in the harm's way. So he's putting the ball in a place to where only his pass catchers could go get it. This is a guy that could go up and get it. Believe it or not, despite his height, the vertical is there. Casey Concepcion is going to be a problem in the NFL. He sounds like a Kansas City Chief guy to me. But I feel like as far as I'd rather have, with pick 27, I'd rather have the possession, route running type of wide receiver at pick 27. If this was pick 32, 33, you know what I'm saying? I'll draft Casey Concepcion. I'd rather have that sure fit type of wide receiver over the gadget guy. Gadget guy, round 2. Receiver, round 1. And that is the difference between him and Casey Concepcion. And I like both. And yep, I got Concepcion higher. I sure do. I'm not a stupid fool. But for the Niners, Omar Cooper Jr. would be locked and loaded and ready to go. Hit me! Oh, man. Now, I know y'all probably don't agree, but I'm not comparing him to this type of wide receiver. But when you look at Brandon Ayuk coming out of Arizona State and you look at Omar Cooper Jr. coming out of Indiana, there you go. And that's the difference. We had a Debo and we needed a wide receiver. We needed an X. This guy could play the X. He can line up in the slot. You can utilize which is with Conception. I think he's just more of a slot receiver. I think you can get a slot and an outside guy with Omar Cooper Jr. So, that's what I think. Yak, physical, give it to me. You know what I mean? And, I guess my question for you, like offensively, because I know the Niners already got, they addressed 2 wide receivers, Mike Evans, Christian Kirk. These are going to be your possession, your slot guy as well. They addressed those guys in free agency, but I mean, come on. The room is 9 deep, 10 deep right now with Brandon Ayuk still on the roster. He's supposed to be gone by June 2nd. He should be out. But do I need to go over the wide receivers? Hell no. The only ones that matter is Mike Evans, Ricky Pearsall. I still like freaking Demarcus Robinson, Christian Kirk now that he's been at it. And then you got to start going into the Jordan Watkins and the Jacob Count like that. Then you go into those guys gonna be special teamers if they can make it. If they can make it, so it's something about Cooper that I really love, and this is ability to win. And I'm not talking about just games. I'm talking about routes. You know what I'm saying? So I guess my question to you guys, is this a smart pick? Or would it be a luxury pick for the Niners at 27? You know what I'm saying? Drafting a wide receiver. Is that a smart pick or a luxury pick at 27? And you guys can let me know. And also, is Cooper the missing piece for the offense? You know what I'm saying? For that wide receiving room. I get it. We drafted Jordan Watkins in the 4th round last year. You got Jacob Collins in the 4th round year before. I get it. Or 2 years before. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But you know what? These wide receivers come in and they come out, and some work and some don't. And every year you're going to get presented with the same positions every single year. And if you ask me an area that I thought was really weak, I thought the wide receiving room was weaker than the offensive line. There, I said it. That's my Breezie. There, I said it. So, could he be the missing piece? Possibly. Freaking He could be. All right, I got some sleepers, day 2, day 3s, and I'll give you where they are on my big board so you can get a sense of where these guys, where I have them ranked and where they may go. You know what I'm saying? And I think these guys would be steals too, by the way. So, right, like I think here's my list. So at edge, there are 2 guys. And there's several guys, right? There's Malachi Lawrence. There's Joshua Josephs out of Tennessee. Here are a couple of edge rushers out of the Big Ten that I think are ready to come in and produce. Dennis Sutton from Penn State and Derek Moore from Michigan. Michigan Pro Day should be happening right now, and I'm on this live, probably missing their pro day. So I love y'all. I just want to put that out there. But anyway, Derek Moore, Michigan, Dennis Sutton, both guys. Moore is more of your pass rusher. Dennis Sutton is more of your overall just complete edge, right? Good against the run, good against, pretty decent pass rusher, more of your big edge out there. Derek Moore is going to be big edge, solid against the run, but really good pass rusher. Elite. I mean, speed's there, double-digit sacks. Like, he's production, right? And so these are a couple of guys that I think could be day 2, day 3 targets. I got Derek Moore going in. He is number 75 on my big board. Dennis Sutton is 84 on my big board. So you can see 3rd round, you know what I'm saying? Both guys could be 3rd round guys. Believe it or not, they're both top 100 players. Offensive line, I got one of my favorite guards, and I know a lot of people like Chase Bisonitis from Texas A&M. Okay, cool, whatever. I met Keelan Rutledge, and everything he said to me at the Senior Bowl has resonated in my spirit. He's just mean. He talks mean. Like, his regular tone of voice is, I'm ready to go and punch somebody in the mouth mean. That's what the Niners need on the offensive line. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think they need to create the identity of being mean again. He's number 96 on my big board. Connor Lew is a center that I have high ranked on my big board. He's coming off of an injury out of Auburn, but he's 48 on my big board, and he would fit this offense to perfection. I think the centers that I attracted were guys that I think fit the zone scheme better. So Jake Slaughter out of Florida would be another one. Parker Brailsford out of Alabama would be one. Logan Jones out of Iowa would be another guy. Sam Heck out of Kansas State. So there's tons of guys. That's why I said early on the show, if you go back and rewind, I said the Niners in the 4th round should address the center position, period, because there's going to be hella talent available. There's only a few teams that need a center. The Niners don't necessarily need a center, but because they got 4 4th-round picks, they could spend one on a center and get that center, all right? DBs, Traden Stukes out of Arizona. This is 49er Media's team. If you guys are not following, make sure you do. Traden Stukes, man, is one of my favorite players coming out of college, because I just like his versatility. He could play outside, could play inside. And big nickel is where I just see him fitting. Small role, big nickel, assignment, boom, lock and loaded. Athleticism is through the roof. And then he is he's 69 on my big board. And then you guys know I'm infatuated with Bud Clark out of TCU. Let me just show y'all my face. I'm infatuated. Bud Clark, small body kid, like 185 pounds, soaking wet, but probably the best ball hawk in this draft. And if you're going ball hawk, he's the guy. Gonna be inconsistent in tackling, but as you throw the ball on him, it's coming down as an interception, possibly pick 6, right? And so 3rd round guy, he's number 98. That's the year I graduated. 98 on my big board, guys. 98 on my big board. Love me some Bud Clark. And if you look at the mock drafts, I know a lot of you do mock drafts. He's 4th round material. Not for Breezie. Not for Breezie. Not for Breezie. If you get him in the 4th round, you Gucci. Not for Breezie. He's a top 100 player, in my opinion. Top 100. Top 100 player. You know what's crazy? I'm looking at my big board. I'm like, I think I only got one running back here. I must have messed up somewhere. Somebody got to come off. Ethan Burke, the edge out of Texas, maybe slide down. How do I only have one running back on my list? Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation for everybody else. But back to the big board sleepers, all right? Here's my wide receivers, okay? Now, you know I love me some Chris Bell. He's coming off the injury, but looking good. Jordan Schultz put out his workout. He looks good. And he's 85 on my big board because of the ACL injury. If you didn't have the ACL injury, you'd be probably top 30, 50 for sure. Top 50 for sure, right? Early day 2 guy. I love everything about this kid. I love his ability to break tackles, force missed tackles. I think that's what I like about it. He's like a taller Deebo Samuel, believe it or not. I don't like comparing everybody to Deebo, but when you can't tackle a motherfucker, then you get compared to Deebo, in my opinion. Like when he makes people miss, and he looks for contact too. So that's like another thing. So that's why he's like a Deebo Samuel, in my opinion. So Chris Bell out of Louisville. Jeremy Bernard is probably the most solid wide receiver in this draft. Route running's good. Yards after the catch is good. He's just boring, right? But do I have him as a top 50 guy? I do. He's number 40 on my big board. So the Niners could go day 2 and get a guy like Jeremy Bernard out of Alabama. Whoo! These are hidden gems, guys. And then last but not least, I had to go to my school, Michigan, and I had to get Rayshawn Benny on this list. And I like Rayshawn Benny, yo. I know we addressed the defensive tackle position, but if you need another guy that can just be stout against the run, can generate pressure up the middle, Michigan defensive players I trust. Special teams and offensive players I would never trust. That's just where I stand. But, this is where I am. This is who I am, what I am. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm going to get this mock draft set up. That's my top big board introduction to you guys. Again, the full big board breakdown will be on the Patreon. That'll be uploaded for you guys that are members over there. And I'll do some stuff for the members here as well on the YouTube. Make sure you're just in the right tier. All right, make sure you read the tiers over again. Now, I want to know from you guys out there while I get this set up, two questions. Drop your sleeper in the comment chat right now. And then I want to know which of these guys becomes a starter. So if you go back, I gave you 4 guys, 4 positions. Which of my guys will become a starter? Drop your sleeper in the chat too as well, right? Oh, I see a sleeper. Marksman, Zane Durant. Yeah, man, I don't have him in my top 100, but definitely a late gem. Definitely a late gem. Definitely a late gem. Grim Reaper, Isaiah World in the third. I think you give him in a fourth. I think you get him in a fourth. And here's why Isaiah World makes sense, in my opinion. You could redshirt him. He's coming off of an ACL injury, and you don't need him right now, right? And so you're talking about replacing Trent Williams. This is a guy. I think I said he'd be a first rounder if it wasn't for the injury. You know what I'm saying? John Swanson says you got a guy at running back like CMC and new guys. Why not the O-line? They don't run the ball. Third, listen, look, if Proctor would be the guy that I would go with. You know what I'm saying? And you rock out. You know what I mean? You just rock out with Proctor. You know, and I'm cool with it. You know, I'm definitely cool with it. All right. Matt Goblin, sorry, another offensive lineman. Look, this is a draft where the Niners can address it. The issue is they don't have a third round pick. They don't have a fifth round pick. They don't have a sixth or seventh. The draft stops early, thank God, on day 3, which means I could get to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? So early on day 3, you know. But out of my guys, there's also a sleeper as a defensive lineman, Landon Robinson. He would be a sleeper defensive lineman. Landon Robinson, not my top 100, but the kid I think he's out of the Navy, if I'm not mistaken. Landon Robinson, short status, like 6'1", 6'2", and is mentored by one of the greatest defensive linemen of all time, Aaron Donald, literally mentored by him. So stay on the lookout for guys like that. All right. Now I am going to get this set up for you guys because I was sitting here talking to y'all. So that's what happened. So when I'm talking, the setup it gets delayed a little bit. So don't mind me. But I'm gonna get the screen share going for you guys because I said we're gonna do it, and we're gonna see how PFF has available. We're only doing the first round. Okay, because this is focusing on pick 27. This is who's available. And I'm going to let you guys help me with the pick. Because I got a funny feeling. All 4 of the guys that I want, Proctor, McNeil Warren, you know, Omar Cooper Jr., who's the other guy that I wanted? They're all going to be available because she is Howell. They're all going to be available. Watch. Guarantee it. Just because it's breezy. All right, here we go. You don't got to worry about the Niners trading back down in the first round because that one team that I would have traded with every single time has traded their first round pick. And the Denver Broncos are no longer have a first round pick. All right, so here we go. Real quick, first round picked. Look at this. I don't have Blake Miller. Blake Miller is number 58 on my big board. He's a right tackle. I don't have any right tackles up there that are super high. I'm not sold on Blake Miller, but, whatever. So we got Blake Miller, Kashia's out, Kadyn Proctor. So far, we got 2 of my guys.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
On my big board that are high on my big board that I told you, that I presented to you guys. We got 2 so far. All right. Max Ironature is there. Denzel Boston, he's another top receiver in this draft, I think. I don't care about his 40 time. His vertical improved, too. There's Casey Concepcion, 35 on their rankings. People talked about Pregnon. We don't need that. Caleb Lomu is a little bit higher now. There's my boy Lee Hunter. Zion Young is there. Just trying to see. Chris Bell is 44. Did Omar Cooper Jr. get taken? What the fudge? All right, let's see how many of my guys got taken. All right. We knew those guys were gonna go. We knew they were gonna go. Omar Cooper went to the god dang Cowboys. Mother, I can't stand them. There's nothing about the Cowboys I like. I don't even like cowboys or cowgirls because of the Cowboys. Literally. God dang it. So they took, and then the Steelers. All right, so they took my guys. I told you McNeil Warren was gone. Did Thieneman go? Let's see if Thieneman went. He didn't. So it's wait. Wait, did he? I don't see him. Yeah, the Bengals. The Bengals took Thieneman. Okay. Blood clots. All right, so it's going to come down to, and I'm going to let y'all pick. And I'm going to do it like this. Kashias Howell, Kadyn Proctor, I'm going to let y'all pick. The first 5 in the chat. I need 5 Howells or 5 Proctors. Whichever one I get first, that's who I'm going with. You know what I'm saying? That's who I'm going with. Kashias Howell, Kadyn Proctor, first 5 in the chat. This is y'all pick. This is the chat's pick. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking with any one of them. Preferably, I'll probably go with Howell. But that's me. I'm not trying to persuade y'all. But the first 5, I got 2 Proctors so far. That's 2 Proctors. All right? If I get, another Proctor, that's 3 Proctors. Now, the Howells can be coming in. It could be on the delay. So if I get 5 Howells right away, we going Howell. All right? All right, that's what we go. Oh, we got a Howell. We got a price. 4 Proctors. We got a 5th Proctor. Can we get a 5th Proctor? See, Jaron, you can't say neither. I just gave you the 2 guys. Follow the rules. Damn it. That's why the Niners lose. They don't follow the rules. No, I'm just playing. All right, we got 4 Proctors. We got 1 Howell, 5 Proctors. That's the pick. I said that was going to be how we going to determine it. Shout out to everybody that got their live vote in. Hey, the pick is going to be Kadyn Proctor, man. Y'all went offensive line, and I'm not mad at it. And let's go ahead and draft it. Let's see what grade we get. Should be an A. And it's an A. It's a solid A. The edge rushing class is deep. The tackle class is less deep. I get it. I'm with it. Y'all know I love me some Kadyn Proctor. You know I love him. I think he's going to be a fine pro in the NFL. I see the offensive line comments out there. Give yourselves a round of applause for rocking with your boy for over an hour. I appreciate you on this Friday. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me every single Monday and Friday. Tony's here on Mondays, and then on Fridays, I go solo dolo, and we kick it off, and we just have a damn good time. But I do appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? You guys are definitely cream of the crop, And look, the Niners draft 9 times out of 10 probably won't go the way we want it to go. That's just the way it is. It's not much we could do about it. So the good thing is on draft night, we'll be overreacting. The reactions will be real, especially depending on who they draft. And the good thing is on that Thursday, we don't have to worry about them drafting a kicker or a punter. Those positions are solidified. But I guarantee you those 4 positions though: wide receiver, offensive line, safety. You know what I'm saying? And edge are going to be the 4 areas that they're going to target, in my opinion. Those are going to be the 4 areas that they should target. Maybe that'll be better. Those are the 4 areas that I think that the 49ers must target. How about that? God dang it. They must. Why? Because the spots that need to be filled, all right? So we debated it all right? We had a good time, too. And you guys told me who you were picking at 27. I would ask you again, but we'll be here for another hour. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you what, man, this draft and this pick is going to define the season. And I think getting a guy out there that can come in and contribute at pick 27 is key. And I understand that, it's later first round guy, but that doesn't mean that the talent drops just because it's later in the first round. That's where we are by selection. The Niners' job is getting the best talent at that spot. And I think that's what the Niners will do. Love y'all. Enjoy y'all weekend. See you guys Monday here on the Breezie Bunch Wayne Breezie Show. Peace.